everybody, and welcome back to Blue Jays Today, where we are bringing you an emergency podcast because Addison Barger, the Blue Jays' number 6 ranked prospect, is being called up to the major leagues. Let's freaking go. And if you guys are OGs here, you know Addison Barger has been on the show twice, and we'd love to get his thoughts eventually. But right now, we got to give you our thoughts on this big move. What are the moves that are going to happen after the fact? And what does this mean for the Toronto Blue Jays moving forward? Let's get into it, guys. I'm your host, Adam Peddle.
And I'm your host, Nicholas Playlock. And I am freaking hyped, folks. Barger, Blue Jays Today guy. He's been on the show. We talked to an incredible human being, by the way. Such a hard worker. He deserves this so much, man. Congratulations to Addison Barger. I was so happy when I heard the news. It is so great. And then from a Blue Jays fan standpoint, I mean, you were talking about somebody that bangs. Like, this guy absolutely mashes folks up, and he has been killing it in AAA.
Yeah, I just made a video talking about Addison Barger and Orelvis Martinez. Granted, the video, I didn't think it would happen, but I did say if an injury happens, we'll get into that a little bit later, then maybe he gets the shot. And I'm glad it happened, man, because, look, those guys, like you said, they've been killing it. Addison Barger especially. He's been driving in runs. He's been hitting a lot of homers, extra base hits, and I love to see it. Let's get into it, shall we? Let's start with the breaking news.
Let's get over to the tweet, everybody, folks. So Ben Nicholson-Smith tweeted this out. However, we do need to give credit here to Johnny over at Gate 14. He was the first one that that broke it, everybody. But Ben made it official by just saying, like, hey, this is happening. He is expected to come to the Toronto Blue Jays for tonight for this Kansas City I was about to say Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City Royals game, everybody. So it's possible. I mean, I would be kind of surprised if he's in the lineup tonight, but it's possible. And we can get into that later. And we're assuming, everybody, we don't know for sure yet, but we are assuming that there might be a corresponding move where Kevin Kiermaier, because he had to leave the game yesterday, he was dealing with a little something in his hip flexor. You know, like they're going to have to make some type of corresponding move with him to the IL.
Yeah. No, I mean, look, it's unfortunate that Kevin Kiermaier is hurt. I mean, he provides you a great glove. But we all know, we've been talking about it here on the Blue Jays Today show, that he hasn't exactly been the greatest offensively. Last week had a little bit of a good week, but, I mean, infield singles, they only get you so far. You can only hit so many in the season. So for me, I like this. You're injecting a little bit more power with this call from Addison Barger. Let's take a look at those numbers exactly that he put up so far at AAA Buffalo. Right here, you've got 85 at-bats, plate appearances, excuse me, from Addison Barger, and he's been slugging it, man, with a slugging of .586, OPS of 102.1, and he has the second most RBIs in the entire minor leagues. That is huge.
Dude, he's a freaking dog, man.
He's a dog. He hunts those ribbies.
He's a literal dog, everybody. I mean, the fact of the matter is, 21 RBIs, 19 games.
Yeah.
Tell me, is that good? That sounds pretty damn good to me, man. I mean, that's more than anybody in the Toronto Blue Jays has, let me tell you. And that entire slash line, like, holy mother of God, there's not a single part of his game that he is not excelling at right now. You know, Barger was always being talked about as, well, this is a slugger. This is somebody who absolutely mashes. Okay, fair enough. But look at that on base. Look at the fact that his walks and his strikeouts are almost identical. Right. I mean, look at the fact that he is getting on base at a clip of 43.5%. And then on top of that, when he's getting his pitch, he's fucking cranking it.
Absolutely. Hey, you want to talk about a part of his game that isn't right here on this stat sheet? It's the runners in scoring position numbers. And right now, he has 18 RBIs with runners in scoring position. His slash line is batting .500 with an OPS of 1.613 with runners in scoring position. That's been the Blue Jays' problem. We talked about it on the Blue Jays Today show. Obviously, we do got to say this. Small sample size, minor league teams. Yes. But you bring him up and he's looking good. He's seeing the pitch right now. Maybe even if he dropped his OPS or his batting average by 50 points, you're still getting a good player that's hot right now. And we got to ride the hot bat. And who knows, maybe if he gets hot, maybe he stays at the big league level.
I mean, look, it's not impossible, everybody. Again, like maybe we're jumping the gun here a little bit because obviously, it's almost unfair to say stuff like that because the guy hasn't even seen an MLB pitch yet, like ever in his life. So we do need to see how things develop. I mean, hell, over there on Baltimore, like Jackson Holliday, the most highly touted prospect, this past year, he is struggling mightily, right? So, I mean, it's possible that he comes up and it's not working for him, but obviously, with the way that he's doing in AAA, there is reason to be excited about this, guys. This is our number 6 guy. We've been hyping him up now since last spring training.
Yeah.
And I think people have been saying, well, hey, let the kids play because the current roster, the current team, there is a lot of holes there. And you're going, hey, I mean, I know your name is Vladimir Guerrero Jr., but like, should you really be batting second right now, considering you're going to ground into a double play every other opportunity, right? Addison Barger, he's coming in here as humble as can be. Really, there's not a whole lot of expectations, but the amount of life and energy that he could bring, I mean, the ceiling is something like a Davis Schneider, where the guy came in and immediately it was like, holy shit, like this guy can play baseball. And all of these other players are looking at him going, yeah, this guy can play baseball. Let me start playing some better baseball so I can keep up with this guy,
Yeah, let's inject some new life into this lineup. That's what Barger's going to do. And you brought up a good point. David Schneider, Ernie Clement's another one. New life. And look, the core of the Toronto Blue Jays, #to the core, it's just not doing it. So you got to find other ways to inject some life. And right now, there might be an opportunity. Now, it's not confirmed because Kevin Kiermaier is going to the IL. This is his opportunity coming up with a little bit of a guy going on an IL. If he is going there, then he's going to be, on the team. However, how does he going to fit in this Toronto Blue Jays lineup? Addison Barger, as we know, this year so far, he's been playing a lot of third base. Ton of guys over there at third base for the Toronto Blue Jays in that infield. But he's also been playing a lot of right field. So because you're sending down Kevin Kiermaier, an outfielder, you're bringing up Addison Barger, an outfielder. Now, obviously, got George Springer over at right field. So that's a little bit of complications. Like, what do you do with that, right? Do you move George Springer back to center that he's known to play? He's never played left field. I can't imagine you do that. Or do you say, hey, Barger, I know you haven't really been playing a lot of left, but maybe go play left today. Varsha moves over to center. It's a little bit of a complication, but hey, any way to get this guy's bat in the lineup, I'm willing to do it and make some changes defensively.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that, defensively speaking, that's probably why Orelvis Martinez isn't the guy. I mean, both of them have just been, abusing the baseball down there in AAA. So, I mean, arguments could have absolutely been made for Orelvis Martinez to be the guy. I mean, technically he's ranked a little bit higher in the prospect
number
system.
2.
If you put any weight to that. But the fact of the matter is, Orelvis Martinez does not have that outfield eligibility. Kevin Kiermaier is the guy who is probably going on the IL right now. That's what we're anticipating, and therefore you need to have another outfielder, and Addison Barger does have that outfield eligibility and one of your top prospects that is just destroying the baseball right now. So I think that you're probably going to see him majority of the time slotting in somewhere like there, like you're saying, right field, is something around there. And where he goes in the lineup, it'll be interesting because now this is actually a great thing to have. Now you got lefties, right? And for the longest time, you have not had lefties on the Toronto Blue Jays. So I am curious to see how John Schneider is going to want to do this, because you got Dalton Varsho, who's playing really good baseball right now. You got Cavan Biggio, who's playing some really good baseball right now. And now that you got Addison Barger, you're going to have him in the lineup as well. And John Schneider really likes to move around the lefties, So I would obviously anticipate Addison Barger to probably be at the bottom half of the lineup to start, 7 or 8 or 9, something like that. But I wonder how that's going to affect Cavan Biggio and Dalton Varsho. Like, I almost wonder if him slotting into the lineup means that, well, now Biggio moves up a bit, and now Dalton Varsho moves up a bit because we want to, we want to get those matchups so it's, righty, lefty, righty, lefty, righty, lefty.
Yeah, what you're looking at right now in an ideal lineup, this isn't it right here, but yeah, you have Dalton Varsho, who's been proven to be the best lefty on this team right now with the slug and the power. So he'd be number 5, and like John Schneider likes to do, he goes 5, 7, 9, all lefties. So, but you also want Cavan Biggio to have RBI opportunities. So there could be an argument, well, keep Biggio at 7. Then are you going to see Addison Barger 9? That doesn't also feel right either.
Yeah.
I could anticipate probably, if I'm going to make an educated guess, if there's a righty on the mound, which I'm actually trying to look for tonight, you've got Marsh on the mound, who is a righty. So you may see I probably wouldn't expect seeing Barger tonight. It's a little bit too fast, unless this has been kind of behind closed doors. They've been talking
about this for a while.
Yeah. He already flew over last night. Like, he's being prepared. But until probably the next right-handed pitcher start, I would anticipate to see Addison Barger at that 7 spot playing some left field. That's going to be my prediction, at least for the first time around.
Yeah, 100%, dude. And I mean, again, like, we're getting a little bit off topic here, but I almost hope that if you did have, several different lefties in the lineup, like more than we've ever seen, maybe that gives you reason to potentially even move Dalton Varsho up the lineup a little bit more. I know that potentially you want to keep him in that 5 spot, but he is playing really good baseball right now, and somebody like a Guerrero or somebody like a Bichette isn't doing as hot.
Interesting.
It could be a reason.
Are you talking about disrupting the core? Are you talking about disrupting the core now, Nick?
Yeah, the core has been going straight to the dugout seemingly every single at bat. So I'm kind of here for it, everybody. But ultimately, Addison Barger making the team. This is good news for the Toronto Blue Jays. Now, this does mean that they use his clock is started.
Clock started, baby.
You got. Did they use an option when they did it, or had
to do
it when it sends down, right? So, I mean, they have tons of different options. So, they're probably not going to worry about sending him back down once Kiermaier comes or is healthy again, if it's a 10-day IL thing or 15-day IL thing. But it will be interesting to see, if he does get off to a, Davis Schneider level start, which is probably unlikely because that was actually historic. But if he does get off to a very good start, then I wonder if there's conversations about, well, hey, I mean, we kind of need to keep this guy up here. He is playing good baseball. He deserves to be in the MLB.
Yeah.
Maybe at that point, you think twice about getting rid of a Daniel Vogelbach or something like that. I don't know how you'd make that corresponding move, but if he's playing really good baseball, you kind of want to keep him.
If your bat's good, you find a way to keep him in the lineup, and he's going to have the opportunity to prove it, especially if Kiermaier's out, because you only have so many outfielders that get regular reps, and Kiermaier's playing time was about every other day at this point, maybe even a little bit more than that. So he might actually get some regular opportunities, and I'm all for it. Look, I know we talked about that there would be a changeover the next couple of years, with Bichette coming up on contract and Guerrero coming up on contract after the 2025 season, and then we bring up these young minor leaguers. Well, I think it's not a bad idea to get them accustomed so that if that eventually does come about, where you do maybe lose a Vladdy and a Bo, well, now the next wave has already got some experience and they're ready to go.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, if Guerrero and Bo Bichette are going to leave, I don't want the window to be 100% shut or to have no idea.
Have no idea.
Next, I imagine obviously you'd probably have to go through a bit of a rebuild, retool. But if because you've seen this guy before, he's been playing, he played, on and off throughout this year, and then he was playing most of next year, like Addison Barger. If you know that this guy is good at baseball and has potential, okay, well, that's a piece right there. If you know that Aurelvis Martinez does the same thing, well, that's a piece right there. Now is the opportunity. Now is the time to see what you have in these prospects that you've been growing for time right now, and to understand, well, what would life without Guerrero and life without Bo look like if we had to go down that route? Would it be as bad as we think, or maybe it's even better than we think? I'm not sure. I don't know.
Hey, well, only time will tell, and I hope to God, if he's in Kansas City, you got to imagine he's going to play in Kansas City, or else I'd just probably wait until
No, he's going to
Toronto.
play he's either going to play tonight or tomorrow.
He's going to
play tonight or tomorrow.
And speaking of which, guys, we're going to be live actually tonight for the Toronto Blue Jays and Kansas City game after they split the first two. So I hope to see you all there, and I hope that we see Addison Barger in that lineup.
I'm gonna fucking lose it if
I'm gonna lose my mind.
I'm absolutely gonna lose it if we were watching a Blue Jays Today guy taking at bat in the MLB. That is electric. Addison Barger, congratulations once again, dude. We are so excited, so happy for you to be on this team. And I think that this is a great move overall for the squad. Obviously sucks for Kevin Kiermaier.
It does.
But Addison Barger, that makes it worthwhile.
Addison Barger, you got that life. You got that spunk, kid. Get out there and hit those homers. Drive in those runners from second and third. And if you do that, I guarantee you're going to become a fan favorite instantly, man.
100%, dude. Addison Barger City Connect jersey is going to slap. Folks, thanks so much for watching, everybody. Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below about all this. Quick shout out to all of the Patreon and YouTube members right here, guys. We got so many of you legends who are supporting the boys, supporting the channel. We appreciate every single one of you. Live stream tonight. It's going to be awesome. Hopefully it's a Barger debut. We can't wait to see you all there.
Guys, thank you so much for watching.
And as always,
go Jays, go!